I know Frank's mentioned this a few times. Do you guys have like Discord bots? Because I know that's a thing. Like there's like mods and bots and stuff. Do you guys use any? And if so, which ones do you use? Because I don't use any, so I'm actually really curious about this.
I think they're fantastic.
There are bots for everything, and it's awesome. So thanks Discord for allowing people to do that, because it's super duper helpful. And they weren't a thing when I first started on Discord. Like when Discord first launched, the bots weren't a thing. And I resisted for a long time. I was like, no, this is all user side. We're doing this manually. And at a certain point, it just became too much, I think. So we have a bot that shows when people are live, it moves them into a separate category. So I can kind of like passively promote. I didn't notice that any of you guys listed like a self-promotion channel, but that used to be a thing that we had. And I took it away when we started doing the going live bot, because people can just see when you're live. It bops them to the top of the list, and we can say like, if I'm not live, go check out a community member. And that's a really great one. I have a bot that gives that role. Actually, it's the same bot that does that gives that role automatically anytime somebody joins. We manually do the rest of the role assignments. Mods will manually do that. But we have a bot that just sorts. It actually does give roles, but it's a self-give, like self-role thing. And I love you all, but I don't trust you all to know which roles you want to give yourself.
Moderator.
Right? Like, but we use it for Harry Potter housing. So we actually have 4 common rooms in our Discord, one for each of the different houses, and you can go into the sorting hat and like give yourself whatever house you want to be in.
That is so cool.
I want to talk about that a little bit more a little bit later, because there's just a lot that I want to dive into with that one.
That is awesome.
We definitely can. We've used it for a few different events, and it's super fun. I'm trying to think. Oh, I recently joined into a friend Discord. We're working on a project, and we were scheduling things and having a hard time like time zones. We were flipping back and forth between like 4 different time zones, and I'm pretty good, but like when you go back and forth constantly, you start to get like, who's where? Yeah, so what time is that for me now? So there's actually a bot that you can like assign yourself to a time zone. So anytime you say the time in the chat, it'll list all of the time zones for everybody that is in that chat. Yeah, it's awesome. It's super awesome. So like, I'll just say like, okay, so we're good for like 1 p.m. and it'll say like New York, 2 p.m., Central Time, 1 p.m. Vancouver is, what is that?
2 hours behind.
11 a.m.
I don't know. That's a bot.
Right? Exactly.
Let's do that right now.
You got a bot for that.
So yeah, the long story short, I've used a few bots on Discord, and I resisted for a long time, but they've made my life so much better. So yes to bots. Yes to bots.
I know that like HB Fox has one that in one particular channel where he's got something that he specifically has to schedule out every week. He has a bot that just pings him once every 2 hours. I think until he shuts it off or something, it's just like bing.
It's like an alarm clock.
It's like, do your thing, do it. No, seriously, do it. No, get up and do it. Yeah, exactly.
It's like hydration bot.
Yeah. Using Discord as the central place that you're always visiting again. Like I'm always going to be visiting Discord. I don't check emails regularly. I'm not always checking my DMs on Twitter. There are a lot of places where I might miss it. I've seen bots that we've looked at recently for like Patreon integration, where it can like I don't even know what all the things are that they'll be like pinging me about, but it's like with emails, like when I get an important email from like somebody that is on my like preferred, I don't know how email works. People that I like more, it'll like ping me in Discord. I'm like, this is great for my management stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the Patreon one that we use on the StreamerSquare server it automatically will add people to a certain role, but yeah, I don't know. Eric, do you use any bots?
There's a bunch. I don't want to call any specific ones out by name, just plain favorites, but there's tons of ones that people will use for community moderation or community building. You guys have mentioned a bunch of really good ones. It really just comes down to there's so many good resources and so many good bot developers out there on the internet right now that you can almost find any bot for what you're trying to achieve. And we're always on the lookout for people that are creating really cool bots to highlight and investigate ourselves, because there's just the moment you open up a platform to allow the community to develop features and products for it, like that's when you're going to find the coolest stuff, right?